it's easy for me to say young people because of my age. Most people are younger than me. So that's what I mean. I don't mean you're immature or anything like that. But hey, can you do me a favor? Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I figured out how to get 1,000 subscribers because I'm interested in it. And that's what you'll find if you get interested in something. If you get interested in the Sabbath day, you'll find how to make this thing work for you, okay? So, what I found was I could click on a person's profile if it comes up in the comments, and I can subscribe to your channel that way. Maybe you have in the past subscribed to my channel and I haven't subscribed back to your channel yet. Well, let me know down here in the chat because I have 200 something subscribers. But when I go to the analytical page, I only have like 50 or something that are subscribed. My number is still 200 something, but there's only like 50 of them. So if you are into YouTube, you'll learn that as you go. It took me years to take the time to learn how to do this right. So it might take you a minute to learn how to do it right too, if you are interested in that sort of thing. So I'm going to spend some time today. It's the Sabbath. Now, the Sabbath starts at sunset and it ends sunset on Friday and it goes to sunset on Saturday. Okay. Um, it's kind of weird because sunset in the springtime is different than sunset in the winter. With daylight savings time. So what I did when I first learned about it, I just picked a time. I was like, okay, I'll start my Sabbath hours at 5 p.m. But as time went on, I learned how to chill and accept life on life's terms. Kind of like in the winter, the Sabbath is at 5 p.m., but in the summer, the Sabbath might be around 9:30. So these things will work out if you don't give up. Oh, here, where's my? Okay, hold on. Right there. Okay, so did I say Grandriizing? Okay, if you want to get me a cup of coffee, because this one's empty. I'm at $ Ricky D 413. RICKEY, the letter D 413. Okay. And let's get on with the topic for today. Okay. Uh since this is the Sabbath, I tell you a good thing to read today. Kind of take your time, try to figure out what is going on, kind of put yourself in that situation. Try John chapter 8. Okay? And usually in Bibles, if you read the words that Jesus said, they would be in red letters. But if you look at it online and try to read it, it might not be. So it depends where you get your I'm sorry. It depends where you get your information from. But if you get it in you, Those words will do what they're supposed to do. If you want to grow, don't you want to grow? Don't you want to be happy? Don't you want to be able to take a bad situation and uh, breathe through it instead of panicking? I don't know how many scenarios I could give you, but I like it. I like to read His Word, the good ones, the good parts, and the bad parts, and it brings me out of anxiety, depression. You might look at me and you might say, "You have depression, or you have anxiety." I didn't know I did until I learned about those sorts of things. The more you learn, the better you'll feel. One of the things I learned about following this Bible is it has all the answers I've ever kind of tried to figure out. Okay, it didn't have all the answers for. All right, hold on. Okay, so I'm back. I had to take that call because they will leave a message if you don't answer, and then they'll give you a number to call them back to, and they won't answer. Then they'll call you back, and if you're doing something, it just turns into phone tag. So I figured I'd just go ahead and take care of that. All right. So if you have a problem with being able to express your faith, say you're around people who work and um, you want to share the good news of the gospel with them. I just want you to know that most places, even if you work for the government, as long as you, as the patient or as the customer, start the conversation, that is protected speech. Okay, so I don't know who that one's for, but I remember thinking, oh man, I wanted to say something to this lady, but about the gospel, but since I had a live video on hold, I figured I better not. All right. So anyway, so a good read today for the new people, for the younger people. If you're losing any interest in the kingdom of heaven or something like that, let's get you to read John 8. All right. If you have any questions about John 8 or something, let's kick it, and we'll have what is known as an impromptu Bible studies. Those are great when you weren't really thinking about a Bible study. Maybe you're just talking to someone, and usually, if you're talking to someone that has a relationship with the creator of heaven and earth, you're going to go to his word. And he has a way of showing you stuff. Here is the word. Wherever two or three are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst. Okay? He has this way of taking you uh, someplace where you might not have thought in the Bible. Okay, he may even have you go to some scriptures that might not be in, for example, the King James Version Bible. He might have you even go to. Uh, he might even have you go to some of the Bibles that didn't make it into the canon. Hey, Razor Eater. You know what? Going by your response, I believe that. But anyway, Grandriizing, I hope I have something that will help you. That's my thing. The more people I help, the better I feel. So I'm going to talk about that Bible and try to make it a meal for you. Something that you could sink your teeth into. Something that should make you feel better. Something that will take you from whatever kind of situation you're in right now and give you a different perspective. All right, Razor. So if you have something, go in there and type it up and let's kick it, because we could have an impromptu. Hey, Robert, we could have an impromptu Bible studies. If you don't have any questions, you must have all the answers. So I don't think any of us here has all the answers. And one thing I found out about this Bible, it's got answers for everything I ever. Uh, hey Xavier, it has all the answers to um, anything I ever had a question about. So, for example, say you're in a relationship and it's not going swell, maybe you might have referred to the Bible when you wanted to find out about infidelity, stuff like that. There, uh, because you're hurting, and so you're trying to look for answers and things that will soothe you. So people may find their answers in the Bible that way. So, for example, the first time I was in a relationship that had infidelity in it, I referred to the Bible. I was like, "But what do you do if you have a unfaithful person or something?" Okay, or a, a wife that does that. Um, so I got the answer for it. It says Moses allowed us to put away a woman who does that. But since I kept going and reading it again later on, I found out that Moses allowed us to do that because of the hardness of our hearts. Okay? One thing that really helped me is that marriage is a man thing, or a earth thing, or a human thing, or something, because the Bible tells you that when you get to heaven, there is no giving in marriage. So I said I didn't know that. I kind of looked at marriage like it's blessed by God, and I read scriptures like the marriage bedroom is holy when God looks at it or something. I don't know. So you're going to have to keep learning, keep going. I've been doing this for years, and I'm still learning. And I very seldom learn the same thing. Sheesh. Okay, so keep it going. You are going to have a wonderful trip, and it's going to help you. Man, um, learning is important. Learn. We grew up and we would hear things like, "Learning is fundamental." Okay, so it's the same for you, young people. Um, fi- if you're interested in something, like if you're interested in sports, see how you follow it up, see how you learn stuff about it. Well, kind of do that with the Bible too, and it will help you. I want you to get to a point where it kicks in automatically. I want you to get to a point where you be like the people who just put all the hearts, and all the stars while we've been talking, because they agree with what they're hearing. Okay, and they concur. Okay, so nobody really wants to hurt you. We just want to know what to do. Okay, if somebody else on here, I don't know why I ever listened to or watched anything about Bible talk, because something inside of you, Razor, um, it fills a place that's inside of you. Yeah, I'm not charging you for it. I'm not judging you. I want to say things that make you, to give you a hope and to give you a future. and to prosper you. These are the types of things that I would like to share. So if you know what's coming, you can prepare yourself. I don't want you to be caught off guard. Okay. Um, I don't want you to do like I did when I got in a infidelity situation. I don't want you to go to the Bible for the answer and you haven't really used the Bible before, because you could go by what the Bible says and that could be detrimental to your health. There was a pastor that I used to follow. His name is Bishop Joseph Garnington. He's at the Covenant Church of Pittsburgh. The Covenant Church of Pittsburgh. ccop.org if you want to see one of his sermons on line or on a Sunday or something. He is getting a little older. When I was there, he was older than I was. So I haven't been there for a while, but I did check out his sermon, and I noticed, he's getting kind of thin. There is a time when when you reach a certain age, you just tend to thin out a little bit. I don't know what it is. It happens. I've seen it happen over and over again. Okay. Let me see. Add a question and answer sticker. Talking during the movies. Okay. I don't know. But anyway, I'm glad that you are laughing about the Bible talk, because that's pretty much all I can do. Okay, Razor. Thank you. Um, Iron sharpens iron, and deep calls unto deep. And if you feel that I am a good man, then that means a lot to me. You're going to find out that, uh, say you are somebody like Jesus, okay? And you're doing all these things, and people walk behind you and they're writing down stuff you say and stuff like that. He said one day to the people who were following him, he said, "Who do men say that I am?" Now you think somebody who did all these things, that just wouldn't be a question that you would expect to hear from them. I mean, you would expect him to be the answer man. You really wouldn't look for him to have questions. So it's kind of like an eye opener when you hear someone like that would ask that type of question. So, Razor, that's good, man. That helped me a lot, because I want to know what people think of me also. Okay, so what I would like for people to think, okay, he's a good man. Let me hear him out. Okay, like Razor did. He might be laughing now, but if he's still here and if he's still listening, okay, I have won someone. All right, but I'm not going to take them anywhere. I'm not going to. Uh, hey, Robert, what does inshallah mean? William Roberts, what does that mean? Okay, Xavier, preach it, brother. God is life. Xavier, you are right. It's just trying to explain it to people. It's just trying to get them to try it. It's just to get more people so that I can do it less. All right, and then I get a chance to sit down and retire and eat my bonbons. So anyway, thank you for that, Xavier. God is life, and He always has. But you may know that God is life, but once He comes in and just takes over, He cleans everything out, and He gets the inside of you the way He wants it. That's what I want for you all. Okay, and then plus I think I get good marks for doing stuff like this, because When Jesus was here, he said that he only did what he saw the Father do, and he only said what he heard the Father say. So if somebody, that big and that high up uh, would say stuff like that, then I would like to say stuff like that. It's a different, it's a different level. Whatever level you're on, it's good. You're gonna hear stuff like people are on different levels. People wake up at different times and stuff like that. That kind of thinking is it's like a distraction. It kind of holds you back, waiting to have a good wake up moment or a moment of clarity or something, because he's there and he's talking right now. Every every day he's using me. You could have a moment of clarity now. You're gonna love those because you get those moment of clarities uh, unexpectedly. I read John 8 um, before I started today, and I got a lot of moments of clarity reading that thing. I think it's like verse 1 through verse 56 or something like that there. I just read the whole book, but that wasn't my plan for the day, or for the morning, or before I started this video. I just kept going and going and going. Okay. So anyway, what I was looking for was the verse that uh, I think I said something about when Jesus asked his disciples, "Who do men say that I am?" I was actually only looking for that one scripture, but I ended up reading the whole chapter, and it didn't take that long. Let me tell you something. Spend time reading the scriptures and the Bible. Okay, you can do what people say. You can schedule how long you're going to read it and stuff like that. There, for me, that's just a little bit complicated. For me, like I'm going to church every Sunday at a certain time and leaving at a certain time and stuff. But that gets a little old for me. Trying to be somewhere to get a certain thing or whatever. I don't know. So I like those times that when he just hits me. All right. So anyway, so the Holy Spirit is the one who hits you, not the Creator of heaven and earth. Let me get that straight, because if the Creator of heaven and earth hits you, he got a big hand. You know what I'm saying? He got the whole world in his hand. He got the whole world in his hand. He's got the whole world in his hand. He's got the whole world in his hand. So if he was to, smack me, it would probably be him smacking the whole world. So let's try to get a couple of things established before that time comes. Hello? Okay. So I am excited to be able to say these things, and I think that it gives me a reward and a benefit that I wouldn't have gotten if I hadn't said anything. And what really kills me is it takes the same amount of time for me to say something about the Creator than it would take to not say something. It's the same time. If I can talk to you guys for 25 minutes, well, imagine what I would have been doing for 25 minutes. It's the same 25 minutes. I want to fill my 25 minutes up talking about him. Okay? And I'm glad that you guys are here because you're taking your time to spend 25 minutes to hear just an old man talking about him. Okay. Hey, Xavier, can you join my live stream? I'm not sure if you are live, and if YouTube tells me you're live, yeah, I'll click on it. Hold on, let me write this down so that when I stop my yapping, I can go to your live stream. Let me see. That's Xavier, 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 Xavier's production, I guess. Prod. All right, so I wrote it XaverespRod. If I spelled that right, let me know because I'm wearing my glasses here. Axveri. All right. Xaver. Okay. RI. Capital ArespRod. Okay. All right. So I'll kind of look that up. Let me see. Oops. Current activity. Jesus loves everyone, no matter the look. Okay, that's cool. I bet he does. He gave his life for him, but you know how his story went. He loves everyone, but kind of look at it like we love our parents, and they just have to correct us because we're big dodo birds. Okay. All right. Breathe. All right. I'm crazy. Um, it's funny that you should say that because I smoke cigarettes, and since I had a stroke recently, I had to spend some time in a hospital. And any doctor or anybody, any nurse or something, if they know you smoke, of course, they're going to tell you, you need to quit smoking. You need to quit smoking is their thing. But I found the reason for uh, I had a stroke, so it got my attention. So I'm trying to figure out, hey, well, where the heck did that come from? And I did find that having this stroke was not, I mean, smoking cigarettes was not the cause of the stroke. Okay. And I was assigned like some heart people. Okay. And some brain people because you got to do a brain scan or something like, oh, he must be crazy. Let's do a scan on his brain. I don't know their reasoning for anything. If you get in the hospital, do you know an ambulance ride is like $1,000? Holy moly. Sheesh. Okay, so anyway, I digress. I did not know that. I've never been in an ambulance. Sheesh. So when I got this is not a bill, and they showed you how they itemized it, that ambulance ride was $1,000. Hey, a plus. And remember, if you have a ambulance, and if you live in like a borough, they will ask for donations every once in a while. You'll get something in the mail. What we do in our area is they have like a fish fry for the for the fire department. And you're like, well, what are you talking about the fire department for? I thought you were talking about ambulances. Well, the fire department comes first, okay, and then they try to stabilize you, and then the ambulance comes and take you away. So, but they do ask you for donations also for the ambulance company. I'm going to think about making a donation and see if that's going to cut something out of my ambulance bill if I have to make another one. So anyway, I digress. What I was talking about was breathe, and I found that the reason why people have, for example, high blood pressure. So whenever you go to a hospital and they stick that little thing on your finger like that there, it's an oxygen cuff or something. And you get a reading. Okay, now I've always done that for my checkups and stuff like that there. And I never asked them about it because the numbers were always good. And I was like, oh, cool. So my body is being my oxygen level. It's measuring your oxygen level. I don't know why they wouldn't give you something that you can go. It could take your oxygen level, but anyway, I digress. So they put it on here, and it lets you know, I guess, how much oxygen is getting down to your fingertips. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's always been good. 90s, in between 90 and 100. Okay. So when I learned that smoking cuts your oxygen. Okay, so before I went to a hospital for like a regular checkup, they would put this on, and that oxygen level would be good. Well, I'm thinking, chances are pretty good. I had a cigarette before I went in there, um, and my oxygen level said it was good. Well, there's two types of oxygen level. So this one is doing one type of oxygen level. All right, when somebody's that close to you, chances are pretty good you're not breathing hard and increasing your oxygen intake. But there's another type of oxygen that actually goes through your lungs and stuff. Okay, so um, it so if you have high blood pressure and if you smoke a cigarette, the reason why it goes up is because your heart's not getting enough oxygen. Even if you just went and got one of those little tests and it said your oxygen level is good. So I learned how to breathe. Okay. I learned how to breathe trying to meditate as I was learning about that. Let me tell you something. You're going to love meditating. You just try it. However you do it. I'm not going to recommend guided meditation. I'm not going to recommend rife frequencies and stuff like that there because you're going to have to do it yourself. I'm just trying to tell you the benefit I got from it. So don't try to get the results I got. You're going to have to work it out yourself. All our bodies are different, but all our spirits are the same. Okay, so anyway, I digress. All right. So now I can actually, but believe it or not, I can take my blood pressure if it's 161 over 100 or something just astronomically high, and knowing that we want our blood pressure to be 120 over 80. Okay. If it's that high like that, I mean, you got a problem. Well, that's because the air is not getting to your heart and your lungs. I guess the pure air or something like that. There, when you get in an ambulance, they put that oxygen mask on you because they're trying to get pure air into your organs and stuff. Okay, so I can get my blood pressure if it's 160 when I like first wake up or something. Because I got a big black nose, and sometimes when I'm sleeping, I might roll over on my nose. I ain't getting no oxygen. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I digress. So I can get my blood pressure down by breathing and holding my breath. I can get it down to 107 easily. Okay. Then, of course, it'll go back up, but I'm showing myself uh, where I need to be working, okay, as opposed to just quit smoking. But now I'm finding out where I need to be working, and that's controlling uh, my breath. All right, so that's what it is. Okay, so anyway, you're an adult. You'll figure it out. If you take your blood pressure, like say you go in for an exam or something, I know it's kind of uncomfortable. Somebody's in your personal space, but I want you to take a deep breath before they start the blood pressure machine, and I want you to hold it there. Okay, hold it for as long as you can. Don't hold it so long where you got to go. All right, to let the air out or get more air in. I want you to hold your breath, and you're gonna see that your blood pressure is going to go down. All right, and also you'll see that if they take it a second time, it'll start rising. But the idea is to get you to see where you're working at. Work in that area. Work on your breathing, basically. I said all that to do that. Hey, who's this lady? Oh, with this Audi. Okay, so anyway, so there you go. Can't afford a Bible. Okay, if you can't afford a Bible, because they are expensive, crazy. But Bibles have always been an issue in the old days. If you got saved and somebody was paying you attention, um, and they wanted to welcome you in the family, they used to give Bibles out. But what they did was they would only give you the New Testament. All right, so I guess the Old Testament and the New Testament is expensive. And I tell you what, if you want to get a really expensive Bible, holy moly, they can get expensive. So if it's got the Old Testament and the New Testament, yes, those are expensive. But I tell you, Rogue, how to get uh, access to the scriptures. If you hear somebody saying something, just type it in your little URL, or you can get a Bible that you can get a Bible app or something like that, and you could type in stuff. All right, all right. So all right, Rogue. So that's what it means. Oh, geez, I missed that point that you were trying to make there. Sorry about that. Doctor Pseudos, what's up, Matthew? Nada. Just praising him and worshiping him. All right, Billy Kidman, amazing. You're right. I'm talking about him, and sharing his word is a whole nother level, ain't it? Bro's forehead is getting more Wi Fi connection than my phone does. Tyler, you ever hear that saying, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything? Okay, neurologist. Uh, what is that, Daniel? Okay. Library. All right, so dairy or dairy 7853. Library has Bibles to borrow. I didn't know that. I got from the library, let's see, what is that part of the Bible? The Apocrypha, right? Because I didn't know that you can get a Bible that has the Apocrypha in it. So I went to the library and I checked one out. I kept that thing for so long. I had a 24 up to maybe $28 overdue fee. So, woo. Be careful if you get one from the uh, Bible, because, I mean, from the library, because you will keep that Bible and you're going to refer to it. Because I wasn't aware of the things they had in the Apocrypha. I even asked a pastor once. He wasn't the senior pastor, but I asked him his uh, uh, opinion on the Apocrypha. And he told me the truth. He said he didn't know, and he actually went further. He said it was always confusing to him. So you're going to have to do a lot of stuff on your own. The pastors, preachers, pastors, and evangelists, they don't have all the answers, and you got a good one if he says he doesn't know, or if she says she doesn't know. That's the way to go. You don't have to have an answer for everything. You don't have to be talking and the conversation goes quiet or something, so you come up with stuff to say. No, 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 no. All right, so you want people like that around you. All right. The finger is called a pulse, a pulse ox. It gives you heart rate and blood oxygen. Yes, it does. Dairy Glee, Ogre. Yes, it does. Okay, so the finger is called pulse ox. It gives you heart rate and blood oxygen percent. All right, that's cool. Uh, 90% is bad, 100% is perfect. Not much range. Hey, at least you knew. And I, I find out that if you ask, most people who know will give you an answer. I used to go to church. Most churches I went to, I don't go to church anymore, but I recommend that you do if you're new, so you get to hear some of these terms that are in the Bible, and you get other people's experiences. So, for example, you may go to some churches and they may have what is called a testimony service. And it took me years to actually say what my testimony is, because some of the things that people got saved from and went through, their stories were, uh, I was like, oh man, I don't think I even have a testimony after hearing some other testimonies and stuff like that there. But I digress. I'll give you a testimony in a minute now. All right, so anyway, thanks. You know what? I wish I could pronounce your name. What is it? Iger. But anyway, for now, I'll just say 7853, okay? All right. Fry from 98. I believe it. Fry from 98. Do you have coffee or cigarettes? I'm going to go up and get some coffee. Um, there's a little convenience store up here. I got coffee shops on both places. Uh, on both sides where I'm working. The coffee shop on this side, my boss, whenever he comes in, he actually he'll actually get me a cup um, from down there, okay? But those cups of coffees cost about $5. All right, and I got one on this side, and his coffee is $1.50, and it's about this big. All right, so I will be going up there. Uh, since it's a convenience store, you got all kinds of crap in there that you really don't need. It's because the stuff he sells are not staples. Yes, he sells bread, and I guess he must sell some lunch meat or something in there somewhere. But I never really went into the whole store. I just go to the counter, pay for my coffee, and up by the coffee machine, he has. Hold on. Okay, so Xavier Aries. Okay, so anyway, that's very clear to use biofeedback to control your blood pressure. Right, and the only reason why I did it was because I started paying attention to it, and I wanted to see, well, how can I make this thing work? Because the blood pressure was not a cause for my stroke. Smoking cigarettes, um, there was no causation. Smoking cigarettes would be causing a stroke, because the stroke actually happened in my area where that young man said, I got a big forehead. It's getting more Wi-Fi. I read your comment, young man. But anyway, it was up in there somewhere. So it didn't have anything to do with down here, the lungs and smoking cigarettes and stuff like that there. So don't get it twisted. I don't. I am not a chain smoker. And I have people in my family who's always smoked, and none of us has ever died from lung cancer. Who knew? And since our parents smoked, no one ever was diagnosed with secondhand cancer, secondhand lung cancer, or something like that there. So I'm kind of up in the air about it, because I do enjoy smoking. So, and plus doing it for so long, even though I know it's good for me to quit, you know how it is. We do things that might not be best for us, but if we like it, we like it. So that's just how it is. So anyway, I smoke way less than I used to. Uh, if somebody would ask me maybe 4 or 5 years ago, how much, how many cigarettes do you smoke? I would have told them all of them. Anyway, no, I think I have a sense of humor. I would have said a half a pack to a pack a day, and that's been pretty consistent with me. I've never smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day. I've been around people who do that, but I just never did. I reached the level of that. That's how many I would smoke. Um, uh, a half a pack to a pack a day. And that was kind of by design because I never really made a lot of money. And I just never made enough for 2 packs of cigarettes a day. Holy moly. And now I actually roll my own. So I could, when I left this morning, I rolled 5. I got here about 7. So so I have 3 left. So in between, I did smoke 2 before I left. Well, I smoked 1 before I left, and I smoked 1 since I've been here. So now I've got 3 left. So there's 3 hours has passed, and I'm awake. So normally when I would be smoking, it's when I'm awake, and basically I'm saying all that to say is. My cigarette smoking now that I roll my own is way down, and then plus I get to monitor them uh, and I'm counting. So thank you so much for your concern. The Bible is free online. I like to compare the NJ, NKJ, the NSAB, and translated manuscript. Okay, that's good. However you read it, wherever you get it, just get that word in you because it's like food. If you eat green stuff, you get iron inside of you. So if you have an iron deficiency, you might want to eat green stuff. Okay, and the word is like that. The Bible says that God's word is not returned to him void. Okay, so kind of look at that. Okay, that's what those types of scriptures mean. Once it gets in you, it'll do what it's supposed to do. Now the problem is it may not be instant. Okay, so if you eat greens, you're not going to have the benefit of the iron from the greens until it works its way through your system. And the deficiency that you have, if your iron is low, well, then the greens you just ate is going to fill up that deficiency. And then if you want to get to the part where you're going to actually benefit from it, then you have to eat more greens. So kind of look at it like that. If your word that you're getting is low, if you only get word only on Sundays, well, that's going to fill up the deficiency from Monday through Saturday. Now, you want to get more word on Sunday, blah, blah, blah. Then you'll get the benefit of it, okay? All right, you guys are adults. All right, hold on. I'm trying to wrap this up here real quick. All right, Tyson. From the border to the sea, Europe must be Muslim and Africans free. You know, it's funny that you should say that because Africans were there first. So you have to understand there wasn't always a place called Europe. Okay. And from the border to the sea, Europe must be Muslim free and Africans free. Okay, see, if they could walk there, okay, or maybe catch a boat there, they probably that would be their trail that they would that they would use for transportation up there and back, and that it would be an established route. Okay, so I don't know if it's the word Muslim or something that makes people not like it, but if you're from over there, you need to do a little bit of research and you'll find out that Africans and people of color were there first. It's kind of like over here in the United States. Africans and people of color were here first, but in 1942 or 1492 or something like that, Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Okay, that's why he knew what people of color were, Indian people, because where he left, that they had them there as well. Okay, if he came from like Europe or something like that there. Okay, so kind of be flexible and see that if something happens naturally, then if they would go to Europe naturally, and the colonizers come in. I don't know why you guys forget that you were colonizers. Then we're not even sure where you guys come from, who are colonizers. Where did you come from? All right. Um, a the natural position will always come back. All right. So let me see. I could see it in my head, but I just don't know the words for it. But the way things were is the way things will go back to. Okay, there's a natural rhythm. Okay, why would people from Africa want to come there knowing that the colonizers are there? Well, because they always went there. So kind of look at it like that. They have it's part of their internal compass to go there. You know what I'm saying? So kind of look at it like that. Muslims have the greatest uh, amount of people joining their religion. So, for example, in I'm 2026. So, for example, a lot of the European churches are closed. Okay, and I tell you why. Because those churches were founded, Founded. Those churches weren't built by the people who are occupying them. Okay, so you guys are adults. All right. So anyway, let's see. From the border to the sea. All right, that's a good one. Hey, David, show of hands. What year were you born? I am today's old, and I don't want to be uh, cryptic or anything, but I really don't know when I was born. I was there, but I told my mom that I was born on a certain day. She said, "No, you weren't." I said, "Well, look, I'm here. Here's my driver's license. This is a day it said I was born." She said, "No, you weren't born on that day. I was there. Don't tell me." So it's like, okay. So anyway, you can't just get that changed by going into the Department of Motor Vehicles. But she was quite adamant in telling me that that birth date on my birth certificate is not my birthday, the day that I was born. I was like, okay, mom. You know how moms get when they give you that tone. Okay, so Andrea, hey David, show of hands, what year were you born? So I really don't know, but the only thing I could tell you is I've been born again. So I have two birth dates. And as time goes on, if you ask me the question at a later date, I'll let you know about your birth certificate. If you look at your birth certificate, it has two dates on it. It has the day that you came out of the womb, and it has a date filed. So those two dates are really pretty interesting. So I hope that you reach a point where you're going to be curious about that, and I'll kick it with you, okay? All right. Hello, friends. Number one. Oh, snap. Okay, so I made it down to the last comment, so I could go ahead and end the live. Unless there's somebody else that got something to say. Okay, so like and subscribe to my channel. I'll like and subscribe to yours, and it is better if you put a comment in the chat, and then when I go back over it on my desktop, your comment will show up. I could click on it on your name. I can view your profile, and it'll let me know if I'm subscribed or not. So I could do it that way. One problem I have 200 something subscribers, but when I look at my subscribers list, there's only like 50 of them on there. So I learned that some people, they have a private uh, status on their YouTube channel, so it would show that somebody joined, but it wouldn't show me the name. And whenever you go to the list of your subscribers, their name wouldn't come up. So I did some research with YouTube, and they said, well, sometimes people will subscribe to your channel, and their channel is marked private. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to work this out. But I have learned that if you put a comment in here, like Tyson did, well, it'll show up on my desktop, and I could see the conversations. Then I could click on it, and then I could subscribe. So basically, what my next strategy is, everyone that leaves a comment, I'll try to I mean, not a comment, a chat, and I'll try to view their profile, and one of the first things you see is subscribe or subscribed. So then I could see that I'm not subscribed. Then I'll just click on I'm subscribed as I'm viewing your profile. Okay? Then that way I don't have to try to write stuff down like uh, Xver, Xveries, prod. If I spelled it wrong, I'm never going to find it. But since he made a comment, uh, then I could pull it. So then when I my video stats, it actually shows me the people who said something. And then I can just pull up their profile and click on it then. Okay. So anyway, we're on a wonderful journey. I want you to have a wonderful journey here on the earth, and I want you to understand that in the end, we're all gonna get to the same place, and some of us will get there before the others, so they get to enjoy being in the kingdom of heaven longer than we do because we're still down here. So be of good joy. Be of good joy. Count it all joy. Um, if you're here, he's just trying to help you get more good stuff in your good stuff column. Okay? Promotion comes from above. All right? You're never going to get a promotion from people that are under you. Okay? So you always have to get a promotion from people who are higher than you are. Okay? Now, when you get your promotion, um, before they give you a promotion, I tell you one of the things that they're going to consider: will you fit in? So you don't want to go and get promoted to the kingdom of heaven, and when you were down here, you were living like the devil. So when you're down here, I want you to be talking about the creator of heaven and earth and get his attention. If you will acknowledge me before men, I will acknowledge you before the Father who is in heaven. That's how it works. Okay, love ya. See ya.